Hello, everyone. What I wanted to talk about to begin the year is something that we all should have, and it's time for me to renew. I have insurance on both my camera and my drone for the damage to the device. I also include the controller and things for the drone into that insurance through the Professional Photographers Association, where being a member, I can get a discount. But that's the body of the drone. That doesn't take care of if there's a problem with the drone hitting something. Now we're talking about drone insurance. And a couple of years ago, I got insurance through Lockton, who was the provider for PPA, and it came in at about $500, payable off in two halves through the year, which was a pretty good deal. It's about what you're going to pay otherwise. It's a little bit of a discount, but not as much of a discount. But here's the thing. If you only shoot infrequently, like I do, the last couple of years, there's been so many things coming up, I couldn't even get the drone up in the air. So if you're like me, then you're going to want something that's a little more flexible than paying for the year. Now, my plan for this year is to get the drone up a lot more and show off some more stuff. You know, I've got my, I have both drone log and air data that I use. So I've got a couple things that I write my data to. But having like AirAware on your phone, UAV forecast on your phone, so you can find out what the weather's going to be like. There's a drone weather that I haven't tried out yet that I also have on the phone. But when you get those, also look at Skywatch. Now, if you're like me, a person whose main job is not drone photography, I wish I was making a living doing drone photography. I don't. I'm in Bennington, Vermont. The odds of me doing a drone photography as lifestyle here in Vermont would be pretty low, unfortunately. It's probably much better in areas where the weather is nicer more of the year. Here, discounting rain, we're in snow right now. You can get some things done, but there's not a lot you can get done, and the battery life drops down, obviously, when you're talking cold weather. That said, Skywatch has a per hour fee that you can do. Now, it's $10 an hour for my area. That's not bad. If you go to 2 hours, it's not $20, it's $17. So it decreases as you go up, down, and you get $1 million coverage. Now, why should you have insurance? Let's start there. If something goes wrong out of your control, and somebody's house gets damaged, or their car gets damaged, or a person gets hurt, you don't want to be paying for that out of pocket, right? You're already going to have to pay for the drone. You don't want to have to pay for everything else out of pocket. Again, seeing as I've got my drone put on the PPA account, it's being taken care of over there, so I don't have to worry about it because it's on that insurance policy. But that's just the hull of the drone. That's to get the drone replaced. That's not to pay for any damage the drone might have caused. There's a lot of things that could happen. A drone could fly away. Somebody in the area that you're operating hits that radio frequency that you're using and causes it to fly off, or it breaks down between you and the controller, and for some reason it does not return home like it's supposed to. Wind catches it, it hits a tree. A whole bunch of things can happen while you're out there, and you don't want to pay out of pocket for whatever the damage is. Again, remember that these are lithium-ion batteries inside these things, and if they get punctured or get wet, if there's something that causes the layers of material inside to short against each other, they make for an impressive firebomb. They may not explode so much as just burn a lot and very hot. And that's not something you want to be responsible for if something should happen to your drone. And that's why it's so idiotic that some states have said that you can shoot at a drone. Because if you shoot at a drone and you puncture that battery, and now you have this flaming ball falling from the sky, that's going to do a lot of damage wherever it hits. And if that happens to hit a house because there's no control, it's just a falling object, the person's going to lose their house. You could lose a neighborhood, depending on how that comes down. Not to mention the fact that it's just stupid to shoot at things. But beyond that, if you're going out and you're going to shoot and you are doing intermittent things, Skywatch is an option. I can't say anything about the company. I've never used them for a claim. All right? You never really know about an insurance company other than the ratings that people put on it until you've actually had to use them yourself for a claim. But here, again, you can get an instant policy, right? That's pretty cool. You can schedule it for when you're going to be, wherever you're going to be. Whether you can move it or not, I'm not sure. But again, we're talking about $10 an hour. I can live with $10 an hour if I can't go out for a shoot one day and I have to reschedule it for another day. But again, an hour policy for $10 is reasonable and is a lot less expensive than hitting somebody's car and having to pay for windows or repainting or breaking a house window or damaging a house roof or any of the other multiple things that could happen to us while we're out flying the drone. It does not make sense to fly a drone, even recreationally, if you don't have some kind of insurance on it. But getting insurance on a recreational use, probably not as easy as it is for a commercial drone photographer. The drop down says commercial photography, videography. It doesn't say recreational. And again, if you're going to be selling your pictures, if you're using your drone to make money, you have to have a commercial license. You are not a recreational flyer anymore. Recreational flyers are people that want to fly around, get pictures of their house, get pictures of something that they put on their phone. It's not for people who are doing this for a commercial purpose, which is basically to make money. So bear that in mind. But again, Skywatch is the only one that I've found so far. It's an app on your phone. So as long as you've got cell service, if you are out and driving around and you've got your drone with you and you decide, oh, this would be a really great shot to take, just take out your phone, pull the app up, fill out the information on it, pay your $10, make it an instant policy, and then you can go get your shot. And that way you're covered. That way you don't have to worry about it if something should go wrong, because it's always, well, it won't happen this time. It always happens sometime. So it may not be this time that it happens, but it could be sometime in the future. So starting off this year, make it your goal, A, to get your drone up more frequently like I am trying to do, so you can keep your piloting skills in practice. But B, make sure that you've got some kind of policy. Even if I fly it around my house, I have neighbors. And if something should go wrong, if one of the eagles should drop down onto it or one of the hawks and take that thing out and it damages somebody's property, I'm on the hook for it. And I would much rather make sure that the insurance company is picking up that tab than me picking it up myself. So that's what I got for you guys to start off the year, and I will talk to you all next week.